Hi, everybody. This is Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology, and I'm sitting down to tell you a little bit about the upcoming courses that I'm offering this fall. I'm offering two courses. One is called the Ancient Astrology for Modern Times course. Sometimes I call it the Ancient Astrology for the Modern Mystic course. And the other one is an advanced course in Hellenistic theory. You might see it listed as an advanced workshop program in Hellenistic theory. So let me tell you about each of them. First of all, see if I can share my screen here. The Ancient Astrology for Modern Times course is a one-year natal certification course. You can take it as a certification course. You can take it just, for yourself. You don't have to necessarily do the certification requirements. But it is a full-on intensive class that is all about ancient Hellenistic natal astrology. So what you're getting in this program is really unique because most people don't have a really deep grasp on the houses, signs, planets, aspects, and interpretive methodology of astrology from a classical perspective. There's a lot of great modern theory out there. People learn from modern books and modern, classrooms and talks and lectures. There's things like evolutionary astrology and psychological astrology and so forth. But it's actually very rare to know a lot about the ancient astrology that all subsequent forms of astrology come from. And so this course is great for people who are total beginners to astrology because you're starting from the total beginning. Or it's good for people who are perhaps coming to astrology from a place of knowing something about astrology already, having studied for a while already, but not having that foundation in the ancient mystical beliefs and practices of astrologers, as well as the foundational methodology of ancient astrologers, all of which is really, really important to know about if you want to take your studies of astrology further, if you want to be more grounded in them, and if you want to have a sense of what the spiritual values of the astrologers were from the very beginning. The course is designed in a way to take students into the most basic content that you need to know: the history and traditional mystical philosophy of astrology, the influence and importance of modern depth psychology and astrology, how the two compare and contrast with one another. So we're looking at ancient theory, but we're looking at modern theory as well and saying, how do ancient astrologers differ, or how are they similar from modern astrologers? This does two things. One, it gives you, again, a foundation in classical astrology, and it also clears up a lot of misconceptions that exist due to distortions that have come down the line over thousands of years. And in modern astrology, there's a lot of things that we do believe, say, and practice about astrology that just aren't rooted in the tradition. So even if you aren't necessarily someone who's going to be a traditional astrologer, this course is built for people to make meaningful bridges between ancient practices and modern practices of astrology. You're going to have an understanding of the role of karma, fate, and free will and how did ancient astrologers look at this compared to how modern astrologers tend to look at this. You're going to look at the basic astronomy of astrology. You're going to understand the intricate use and craft of the 12 or the 7 traditional planets. You're going to learn about the meaning and use of the outer planets, but you're going to understand how they may or may not fit into the classical paradigm and what that means for us today. You're going to learn about the 12 houses and their esoteric symbolism, which goes far deeper than just a list of topics and has nothing to do with the 12 signs, which many people don't know. You're going to learn about the 12 signs and their traditional meanings, how they operated within a whole sign house system. You're going to learn about traditional aspect or configuration doctrines and some of the very beautiful conceptualization of aspects that ancient astrologers have that, frankly, we've lost today. And you're going to learn about things like sect, accidental and essential dignity of the planets and houses. You're going to learn about things like the lot of spirit or the lot of fortune. You're going to learn about things like the nodes of the moon and the symbolism of eclipses, not from a modern evolutionary point of view, but from a classical point of view. Again, how do they compare and contrast with one another? So you can go on the website and learn more about this. You can see that I'm on it right now. There are 30 lessons in the year that are all held in a live classroom setting, and where you're interacting with me. Students can be on webcams, they can be on the chat box talking to me. There's interactive PowerPoints. I'm using astronomy software to show you things about the actual sky. We're working with charts. We're visiting with live clients that I'll read for, and you'll get to see how the theory is applied in a live reading. It's an amazing experience. And for the 30 lessons that you're in throughout the year, each one has optional guided homework assignments, quizzes, readings, all of which is optional for who want more structured guidance through the program. There's a group forum that we participate in regularly. There's a really great kind of community vibe that's built amongst the students. So I encourage you to check it out if you're ready to take your studies of astrology further. And the thing that I'm passionate about, and I really try to make sure people know this, is that if you love astrology, it's like having a positive experience with yoga or with meditation or with a mindfulness practice or something like that. You love it. It keeps calling to you. You keep wanting to do it. That's a healthy thing that shows that there is spiritual fruit that you can grow. There's fertile ground in your heart for something to grow. But like meditation or like yoga or like anything, if you do it once here or there, relaxing, nice, a little bit uplifting. But if you actually commit yourself over a longer period of time to something, the fruits grow and blossom, and the harvest is more bountiful, spiritually speaking. So even if you don't plan on being a teacher, even if you don't plan on being a practitioner of astrology, this is a language that will transform your life and will give you tools, really, and a kind of map that you can use and a language that you know for the rest of your life that is absolutely invaluable personally. So imagine that you're learning this language is sort of like downloading a pocket therapist. I know that sounds kind of dramatic, but literally, if you're able to check the transits on your own, read your own chart to some extent on your own, you have a tool that can help you in ways that are really amazing. If you already know something about astrology and you just want your knowledge to be a little bit more grounded, you want a more structured experience to help you integrate material and have a consistent way of understanding and doing things, this is a great course, because not only does it give you that, but it also teaches you how different kinds of theory work in comparison and contrast with, in kind of compare and contrast way with one another. So all of the workshops are recorded if you can't make it live. They're all available in a group Dropbox folder. So people can participate. I have people that participate from Australia, from Asia, from literally all over the world, and other group of people who are there in person, online, every week for the actual courses. Unlimited email access to me throughout the program. So if you have questions about anything we're studying, something isn't clear, you can email me anytime personally and I'll respond. So for certification, it's basically 90% live attendance on the year with a final exam pass at 80% or better. Very simple. Unless you're a remote or distance learning student, I just ask that people who are going to not be present for class explain their situation to me in advance. And most of the time I'm fine with them not being there, so long as you pass the final exam, which is a chart to be interpreted according to the theory that we've studied at the end of the class. Now, again, a lot of students take the class and they never take the exam because they're just not into exams and requirements and certifications and stuff like that. The certification really is just a piece of paper I'm giving you anyway that says you went through this program in a really mature and focused way. And that's useful for us, I think, spiritually and intellectually. It's a mark of our intention and our commitment and having followed through with something. Plus, a lot of astrologers and people know more and more know of my work, and it's nice to have said that you completed a formal course of training with a recognized astrologer. So the class is starting Saturday afternoon, starting December 1st, 2018, goes from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, meets weekly, again, 30 times on the year. Plus you have 12 guest lecturers through my speaker series that are put into the Dropbox for you if you can't attend live, or you can attend them live. So it's a total of 42 classes on the year, which is an amazing amount of information. Every unit also has extra audio, bonus audio, video. I think on the houses, for example, there's up to 15 hours worth of additional bonus audio and video I've recorded for students that they can check out if they want. So there's a lot there. And it's a great way to take your practice to the next level. Now, the next program is, and you can check out pricing, tuition, things like that on the website, which is www.nightlightastrology.com. And you can check out the certification course tab. Again, that's www.nightlightastrology.com. Now, for those of you who have already studied with me or who have some understanding of traditional astrology already, maybe you've taken another Hellenistic astrology course of some kind, on Wednesday evenings, starting on December 5th, I am also offering an advanced certification course called Advanced Workshops in Natal Hellenistic Astrology. So we meet from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Everything's recorded, same format as the other course. But this one is more about advanced topics. For example, and the cool thing before I rattle off the topics, is that every group is different. And so I shape the curriculum in a more unstructured manner. I shape it to the unique needs or desires or interests of the group. Usually we spend a lot of time with live clients, but we'll talk about things that we don't necessarily get to in the first year program, like how to use fixed stars. We'll talk about eclipses. We'll talk about, in a more sophisticated manner, we'll talk about all different kinds of advanced ancient forecasting techniques like zodiacal releasing. We'll look at passages, esoteric passages from different ancient astrologers and try to unpack them. So it's a lot more advanced material, but it's also just a lot of hands-on practice work with charts and live people coming in and just continuing to develop our skill as astrologers. So this class is great for people who are either already enrolled in one of my programs or have completed my first year program, or people, again, who have had some previous experience, in particular with classical astrology. I also offer a horary astrology course, but that's not going to be up until next spring. So stay tuned for more on that. Now, finally, I'll say that if you're more of the one-on-one learning kind of person, you might check out my private apprenticeships. I just began 2 different kinds of private apprenticeships. One is called the Solar Apprenticeship, and one is called the Lunar Apprenticeship. Solar Apprenticeship is just straight up one-on-one sessions, 30 lessons on the year, plus the 12 guest lectures. They're held, you and me, one-on-one studying together. And you're going to learn natal Hellenistic astrology. In the same way that the large group students are learning that content, you're going to be getting it in the most intimate and personal way, where there's that live spark of teacher to student. You know, it's more of a traditional apprenticeship kind of mood. The Lunar Apprenticeship is a step down from that. It's a mixed one-on-one and correspondence-based private apprenticeship. So you're going through pre-recorded lectures that I make for just my apprentices, but then you're also meeting with me once a month. And we're corresponding back and forth via email about the lectures that you're watching. But it's a little bit more personal and accommodates people who maybe not have the budget to take the full one-on-one style apprenticeship, but would still like something that's a little bit more private and personal. So there's the Solar and Lunar Apprenticeship as well. There's payment plans for both. There's discounted rates if you pay in full. That's the way that it works for almost all of my programs. So that is what I've got. Let's see here. I'm going to stop sharing. And yeah, I hope I'll see you soon in one of my upcoming programs. And I hope that you, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at nightlightastrology@gmail.com. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care.